Now, the government has revived efforts to get young people to enroll in technical institutions. The Ministry of Education has introduced grants through the Higher Education Loans Board in a bid to improve access to technical training skills. Elfas Lagat joins us live from Nakuru. Elfas, good afternoon. I hope you can hear us this time. If you can just tell us more about these grants.
Thank you very much, Ben. We can hear you very well. We are live from Nakuru County. Now, the Technical and Vocational Education Training Institutes have the sole mandate of offering skills and also hands-on experience in areas such as carpentry, plumbing, masonry, tailoring, among others. Well, this is an area that government has placed a lot of emphasis, and as you pointed out, there have been grants and even incentives such as accessing a loan from the Higher Education and Loans Board to enable more young people and Kenyans or any individual who would want to pursue a skill in an area such as carpentry or plumbing. Now, that is an area that many people are receiving with a lot of praise. But now, before I point out on the challenges that have been plaguing these TVET institutions, let me just have a conversation with veteran carpenter Nixon Mugeni and his student Peterson Opinda, who are operating a furniture shop here at Lloyd's Furniture in Nakuru. So they're just going to join me on the set, and we're going to have a conversation with Nixon, a veteran carpenter, and also he's been a trainer in several institutions in Nakuru. Thank you very much, Nixon, for talking to KTN today.
Yes.
This is an area that you've done, or it's a business that you've done for years.
Yes.
How has the experience been for you?
Yeah, thank you. I'm very much excited for you having visited me here, and I think I've got a good experience on this. I have got some trainers and some employees with me. Actually, I've been an instructor for quite some time, for 28 years. And immediately after that, I left the training. I did now to open my own work, whereby now I'm earning my daily bread from here. And it is so good that I don't bother to go and maybe to look for somebody else where I can go for my bread, but it's here. Actually, I can only encourage youths, Kenyan youths, that they should join this work.
In the 28 years that you've worked as a carpenter, as a trainer in the different institutions, and you were some of the institutions that you've worked, what is the challenge that stood out for you? Why is it that many young people are not taking up these courses?
Okay, I started teaching in Kenya YMCA, that's Young Men Christian Association. I went to Kudairera Technical. I went to Rift Valley Institute. And from there also I have been in companies like where I have worked with the Chinese. I've also worked with the Sun company in Nairobi. I've been also in Nakuru here industrial area, Boggles company, whereby I could do my work there. By then I was being employed. So I find the challenges, people don't come for this. They have not gone from workshop to another workshop to inquire the advantage and the disadvantage.
So I'm talking of that advantage, perhaps, are you comfortable to share?
Yes.
What is the revenue? What are we looking at for young people to encourage more to take up this?
Okay. For young people to join carpentry or for young people to join these other courses, it's better because you find somebody have done maybe bachelor, have done degrees, but he's still on a tarmac. But this work that you do it with your own hand, I would encourage, you will not suffer. I would encourage that carpentry, woodwork, carpentry and joinery, masonry, plumber, welding, and others. If you do it with your own hands, you find you are earning your daily bread without struggling. But when you are employed, you go there being frustrated sometimes, you are not happy, but the owner of your employer may tell you, can you walk out of my work if you are not performing? But with my own work here now, I'm my own boss.
Of course, before we talk to your student, you understand that logging has been banned in the country, and of course this is a challenge for you as a carpenter trying to eke out a living. How are you able to get wood now that logging has been banned?
Okay, that is a disadvantage for us who are making furnitures. Like if the forest has been banned, actually we struggle, and you find that the timbers have gone up, the prices. At the same time, now when you start selling the items we make here, you find customers don't come immediately, or when you tell them the price, they walk away. They think it's too expensive for them to afford. So I would request the government if they can at least open the forest so that we get the timbers as we used to get, so that the ordinary mwananchi can be able to get a simple bed, like better than sleeping on the floor.
So, of course, that is for the government to decide whether to open or not to open. Yes. Now, before I bring in your student, how much is a 4x4? What are the items that you make? Tell us 4 bed, a 5 by 5 by 6, 4 by 6, as well as 3 by 6. What are the prices? Real quick before we talk to your students.
Oh, actually, the beds are they differ in designs and the timber. Like if you get 6 by 4, I normally sell at 12,000. Then if you get 6 by 5, I normally go for 18 to 20,000. Then if you go for 6 by 6, you go for 30,000. So this one is going to depend on the type of the wood you use. And actually, this is why I'm now saying the timbers are, the design also matters. I think I could have gone around to show you the type of the designs I have, so that I told you the prices. That will be better.
That we will do that later. Maybe just let's bring in real quick your student. Tell us your name and which polytechnic are you in. What advantage have you seen working under Nixon as a student?
My name is Peterson Obinda. I study at Komboni Polytechnic in Gilgil. Yeah.
And now perhaps is this experience working for you?
It is working for me because I find it good, and you depend on yourself. You don't have to struggle to go to work, but it's very fine.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome.
Of course, now that is Nixon Mugeni, the carpenter, here with his student Peterson Opinda at Komboni Polytechnic here in Nakuru. Well, Ben, there are some of the challenges, even as government is offering new incentive and new guidelines for TVET institutions. 2 of the instances is Kenya Industrial Training Institute and Chemolingot Technical Training Institute. Some of the challenges that are facing these institutes, Ben, are funding as well as lack of competent trainers to ensure that more and more young people are able to join these institutions. These are the problem areas that once government is able to work on, more and more young people will take these courses to bridge the skill gap in the country. Ben, back to you.
Thank you, Elfa.